Jesus stepped into a boat and came to his hometown. Some men brought to him a paralyzed man laying on a mat. When Jesus saw their face, he said to the man, Take your heart, son, your sins are forgiven." At this time, the teachers of the law said to themselves, "This fellow is blaspheming." Knowing their thoughts, Jesus said, "Why do you entertain evil thoughts in your heart? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up and walk'? But I want to know that the Son of Man has the authority on earth to forgive sins." So he said to the paralyzed man, "Get up, take your mat and walk." And then the man got up and went home. When the crowd saw this, they were filled with awe, and they praised the Lord who had given such authority to the man. As Jesus went from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," he told him. Matthew got up and followed him. While Jesus having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors joined him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked the disciples, "Why does a teacher eat with the tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have not come to call righteousness, but sinners." Then John's disciples came and asked him, "How is that we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples do not fast?" Jesus answered, "How can a guest of the bridegroom mourn while he is still with them? The time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them, then they will fast. No one sews a patch of unshrunk clothes on an old garment, for the patch will pull away from the garment, making the tear worse. Neither do people pour new wine into an old wineskin. If they do, the skin will burst, the wine will run out, and the wineskin will be ruined. No, they will pour new wine into new wineskin, and both are preserved." While he was saying this, a synagogue leader came to him, kneeled before him and said, "My daughter has just died, but come and put your hand on her, and she will live." Jesus got up and went with him, and so he did his disciples. Just then, a woman who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak. She said to herself, "If only I touch this cloak, I will be healed." Jesus turned and saw her. "Take heart, daughter," he said, "your faith has healed you." And the woman was healed at that moment. When Jesus entered the synagogue leader's house and saw the noisy crowd and people playing pipes, he said, "Go away, the girl is not dead, but asleep." But they laughed at him. After the crowd had been outside, he went in and took the girl by the hand, and she got up. News of this spread through all the region. As Jesus went on from there, 2 blind men followed him, calling out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." When he had gone indoors, the blind men came to him and asked him, "Do you believe I am able to do this?" "Yes, Lord," he replied. Then he touched their eyes. He said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." And their sight was restored. Jesus warned them sternly, "See that no one knows about this." But they went on, spread the news about this all over the region. While they were going out, a man who was demon-possessed and could not talk was brought to Jesus. And then the demon was driven out, and the man had been mute-spoken. The crowd was amazed and said, "Nothing like this has ever been in Israel." But the Pharisees said, "It is by the prince of demons that he drives out demons." Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in the synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness. And when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into the harvest field."